Good afternoon and welcome to Purchase Broadcast Studios. I'm your host, Natalia Matos.
And I'm your host, Holly Hamilton. Thanks for joining us here today.
The Knit, Crochet, and Relax group invites students of all experience levels to come together, slow down, and learn the art of knitting and crocheting in a supportive environment. Meetings are designed to be stress-free and welcoming, with students working on projects and helping each other learn new stitches. I filed this report. Knit, Crochet, and Relax is a group started by Shanaz Modood, a psychologist at SUNY Purchase. The goal of this club is creating a calm space where students can relax, socialize, and build new skills. It's brought together students across different majors who don't want to spend a Friday evening bored in their dorms. This group has also given students the ability to create and sell their products. It has greatly influenced the student body as it continues to grow.
I started it right after the pandemic, when students came back and they just didn't know. Everybody was in their silos, they were all socially distanced, they didn't know where to go, what to do, people weren't allowed to meet. If they got out of their rooms and they started to mingle and they were not in their own dorm rooms, you could be disciplined because you were not supposed to meet each other.
I really enjoy going to Crochet Club. I come every Friday when I have the chance, and I really enjoy coming here because I find it to be a place I call home, because it's a place where I can learn a new skill and get to meet other people.
The group is held every Friday from 4 to 5 p.m. at the Harper Center. It's always welcoming new members, so if you feel like learning a new skill, the group encourages you to stop by, sit back, breathe, sip tea, and listen to music as you unwind and create in a meditative space.
On March 7th from 9:30 a.m. to 3 p.m., students advocated at the Spring 2026 Nightberg Empowerment Conference. The conference highlighted campus infrastructure failures and pushed for state funding to begin repairs. I was at the conference and have more on this story. Nightberg held its annual conference that allowed SUNY and CUNY students to voice their concerns on poorly maintained campus conditions. The conference featured an opening segment, a short award ceremony recognizing leadership, and several workshops where students learned how to be an effective advocate for their schools. Students then ate pizza to recharge before the conference, during which they were accompanied by public officials.
We are aiming to make students believe that if they show up and if they are present and they put effort into improving their local community, real change can happen.
Hello, we're here at the NIPER 2026 Spring Conference.
Yep, it's such a great event with so many dedicated and local people, like so much energy towards jobs.
The chants from students echoed throughout campus as students held signs and delivered statements. SUNY and CUNY student government presidents spoke on behalf of their schools. Before the conference concluded, students were joined by local and state elected leaders that expressed similar concerns and a demand for change.
This past winter season had multiple days with snowy conditions, prompting many other schools in the tri-state area to cancel or delay classes to avoid students commuting in dangerous weather. Even with no more snow on the horizon, it's important to take a moment to reflect on how commuters at Purchase Field School handled the wintry conditions. Purchase Broadcast Studios correspondent Tommy Fornara interviewed students on campus to see what they had to say.
SUNY Purchase, like many other state schools, has a significant commuter population. Out of the 3,000 or so students enrolled currently, just under a third are commuting. For some, this commute may only be a quick 10-minute drive. For others, their commute can easily be over 30 minutes, more if they rely on public transport. While Purchase will cancel and delay classes for significant snowstorms, such as the blizzard New York experienced at the end of February, less intense but still dangerous wintry conditions rarely set off the alarms for the emergency response team. This lack of response can force commuters to travel to campus during active snowfall, creating unnecessary risks.
There have been a few times I've had to drive to school, and as I said, it's a 30-minute drive where the roads have been more than questionable, and because of some of the more stricter attendance policies for some of my classes, I can't really afford to miss those classes, and I've had to email teachers being like, just in case I almost die getting to school, I might not be there today.
There are times where I do take the bus and it's like, oh, classes are closed. And I'm like, but I just got here. From here
to where I actually live, it's like 2 hours. Well, not really 2 hours, it's like a 30-minute drive, but like with the bus and everything, it's like 2 hours at best.
While a majority of the students here at Purchase can simply walk from their dorms to their classes in the morning, ignoring the needs of the third that commutes leaves this portion feeling unheard and frustrated. With the winter season behind them, many students are hoping for changes to how SUNY Purchase handles their delays and cancellations surrounding hazardous weather conditions.
A rally was held in front of the New Rochelle City Court in order to demand better labor protection. The outrage sparks after a specific employer has been allegedly stealing money from various workers for years. Purchase Broadcast Studios correspondent Lenny Martinez filed this report.
Artemio Fuerte is the name of the employer who had allegedly stolen over $50,000 from his own employees. It was 5 individuals throughout 3 years, 2022 to 2025. The rally took place on March 12th, the same day that Fuerte was due back in court. The rally had multiple labor unions showing support and fighting against the battle towards wage theft.
I think it was a great show of support today. We've gathered before to fight wage theft that's happening in many of our communities all throughout New York State. Today was a great showing from unions, community advocates, community coalition partners, and activists, making sure that we're making our voices heard, and that if someone's putting in a full day's pay or a full week's pay, they're paid for every dollar that they've earned. These are hard workers that are in our communities, and regardless of status or any other situation, if they're putting in that work, they should be getting a fair day's pay.
And so we hope that the community is aware that they have rights. It doesn't matter your legal status. There are wonderful organizations like the Community Resource Center. Wage theft is a crime, and we want to make sure that contractors and developers follow the law.
United Community Center of Westchester and Community Resource Center of Mamaroneck were the social service organizations who helped prepare the rally, allowing legislatives or labor unions to speak on a crime that they deem overlooked. They'll keep speaking about the subject until justice is served and hope that no matter their status, that workers feel safe to seek help.
Senior projects for the theater and performance majors at Purchase College are going to premiere from early April to early May. Mystical Realms is the first senior project to be premiering this year, highlighting grief and the way that grief can show up in different circumstances in the Black community. Purchase Broadcast Studios correspondent Isaiah Mojica goes to rehearsal of the play to get a better understanding of what Mystical Realms is about.
Mystical Realms is a ritual theater that uplifts the Black diaspora and is meant to be a form of healing through finding yourself in grief. Mystical Realms is a combination of 2 pieces, the pre-show being Wings of Grief, featuring Nora, a fae going through the heartbreak of losing her father, and the main segment of the show, originally named What Is It to a Name, featuring Yamaya Edie Lord, who is figuring out the importance of her name. Yamaya Edie Lord goes by Edie because of her frustration behind people not being able to say her first name correctly, causing her to completely denounce her name. Yamaya goes on a journey, led by Orishas, to discover the importance of her name and the power it holds.
I want to be a part of the legacy of Black playwrights. I want to be a part of the legacy of Black directors, because there's not many of us out there, and there's not enough representation in media in general. And if it is, it's like the same 3 people, and it's like, there's like, I love my girl Zendaya and all, but like, how many movies are we gonna have with you being the only main like Black woman in the cast? We have other options.
My character's role is Oya. She is an Orisha of the storms and weather. She is very prideful and very powerful, and I believe she thinks the world of herself, and she wants to prove that to everyone.
Mystical Realms is contributing to the conversation of visibility and community within the Black diaspora. Come see Mystical Realms April 2nd and 3rd at 7:30 p.m. in the CMFT studio, room 2043, and on April 4th at 1:30 p.m. and 7:30 p.m. in the CMFT studio, room 2043.
As the semester moves forward, so do the spring seasons for the Purchase Panthers athletics team. One team in particular, the men's volleyball team, has been on an interesting track so far this season. We sent Philip Shapiro to take a closer look.
As the season began, the men's volleyball team struggled out of the gate. After going 1-1 by their second match, they proceeded to drop the next 8, giving them a 1-9 start overall. However, once Skyline Conference play began, the team began turning things around for the better. Over the past couple of weeks, they've built good momentum, now entering a 5-game win streak with their recent 3-0 sweep over Sarah Lawrence College.
So definitely, as we start off the season 1-9, it was an 8-game losing streak, right? We knew we're better than that. We knew there were games that we were favored in that we ended up dropping the ball on. But nonetheless, at that point, we truly just had a harsh, truthful reality, okay? So from then, I just had, a few team meetings with my guys, and from there, we just regrouped and got back to it.
When you play a good team, they expose your weaknesses very well, and that's what those really good teams did to us, and it just kind of highlighted what we needed to work on and what we needed to fix. So when it came to practice and it came to training, we really went in depth on what we needed to work on, and it ultimately just made a really big shift in our training.
With this win streak, things are looking up for the team and the rest of the season. This new streak puts them in second place in the Skyline Conference, just behind the reigning champions St. Joseph's Long Island, who they face next. With 9 matches left for the playoffs, this could just be the turnaround that the Panthers needed.
Thanks for tuning into the Purchase Broadcast Studios. We'll be back after this short break.
Thanks for staying with us here at Purchase Broadcast Studios. Let's get back to our stories. A film series celebrating actor Cillian Murphy brought students together at Purchase College Sunday evening. Purchase Broadcast Studios correspondent Jacob Heyman has more on the story.
Students gathered Sunday evening in the Social Sciences Lecture Hall at Purchase College for a screening celebrating actor Cillian Murphy. The event is part of Cillian Murphy March, a campus film series highlighting several of the actor's most well-known roles. Posters around campus promoted the weekly screenings, inviting students to attend films starring Murphy throughout the month. Sunday's event featured a showing of Batman Begins, in which Murphy plays the villain Dr. Jonathan Crane, also known as the Scarecrow.
I'm here because I saw a lot of signs, just for Cillian Murphy movies, and I wasn't going to come originally, but then I saw Batman Begins, and I hadn't seen it in a long time, and I was like, that's a perfect excuse to watch it with my friends.
Students gathered inside the lecture hall to watch the film together. Events like this give students a chance to step away from classes and enjoy films in a shared campus setting. The screening series continues throughout the month, with additional films starring Murphy scheduled on Sunday evenings.
I'm here because I saw some posters for Cillian Murphy, and he is one of my favorite actors, but I didn't come till today because I'm busy on Sundays doing homework.
Organizers say the screening is open to all students and aim to bring the campus community together through film. Reporting from Purchase College, I'm Jacob Heyman.
Every year, Aphrodisiac does something special before their big party. This year, from 8 to 10 p.m. on March 7th, Aphrodisiac held a roller skating event in the studio called Pre-Afro. Purchase Broadcast Studios correspondent Alyssa Richards has the rest.
Pre-Afro was a vibrant and bustling event. Some people brought their own skates, and others learned with their friends. It welcomed experienced and new skaters to try their hands or feet at it.
Well, for me, I started skateboarding a year and a half ago, and I've always wanted to get into rollerblading. My best friend's really good at it, so I'm kind of jealous. And coming here for the first time, it was a pretty welcoming experience because everybody else is of different skills. I actually approached somebody and asked how to do certain things, and I was able to pick it up quickly.
My friend was letting me know that there was an event before the Afro party tonight, so I was just came in and wanted to check it out because it looked like fun. Stuff like that. I really do enjoy skating, like roller skating, ice skating. I just enjoy doing those types of activities, so I wanted to pull out and have some good time with friends.
Pre-Afro was an opportunity for some students to try new things or rekindle an old flame for skating. After the roller skating, musical acts performed to keep the entertainment going throughout the night. For updates on more events by Aphrodisiac, you can follow them on Instagram at purchase_Aphrodisiac.
Hundreds of the Purchase College community gathered together for the Purchase Symphony Orchestra third concert this past month titled Ode to Unity. Let's take a closer look at how the event panned out. Purchase Broadcast Studios correspondent Sydney Carver has a story for us.
The sold-out concert took place Friday, March 6th at 7 p.m. at the Performing Arts Center Recital Hall. Performances featured Coleman's contemporary call for togetherness with Umaja, Anthem of Unity, to Beethoven's timeless celebration of humanity and brotherhood through Symphony No. 9. Audience members came in support of the performers, and the theme, Ode to Unity, was heard loud and clear, making this performance not only a celebration of students and those alike's hard work and dedication, but of their unification to come together as one through the music, if only for that one evening.
As a Purchase alumni, I love seeing the shows. My old roommate, he played in this, and I've seen a couple of his performances before. Purchase has one of the best music programs I've ever seen, and I highly encourage anyone to go see a performance if they can.
Of course, if one listens to the message and one is old enough to remember Michael Jackson's We Are the One, I think the message is essentially, we are the one. All men are brothers.
The Purchase Symphony Orchestra consists of the hardworking, talented students of the Conservatory of Music here at Purchase, along with special guest artists. Ode to Unity was in collaboration with the Purchase Chorus, the New Chorale Society, and the Westchester Chamber Soloists. For the students on stage and the community in attendance, Ode to Unity was more than a concert. It was a shared experience that highlighted the strength of collaboration, creativity, and community here at Purchase College.
Purchase students are picking up paintbrushes this week to give the campus food pantry a colorful makeover. Purchase Broadcast Studios correspondent Ricky Marino has this report.
Purchase students are coming together to leave their mark on the food pantry. The Paint the Pantry event invites students from all majors to contribute original drawings inspired by themes of food, health, and well-being, with their work later being transformed into a larger collage painted directly onto the food pantry wall.
And I had spoken to Liz, who runs the pantry, and she told me that she wanted to try to build a mural at some point in the pantry and that she didn't know how to do it. So I thought about it and I was like, okay, it would be very nice to kind of tie the two together and put on an event that results in us painting a mural in the pantry.
That there was an opportunity to help paint the food pantry over by Fort Awesome. So I just thought that that would be like a really cool way to get involved with the community. You know, like it's a nice way to meet some people and, you know, just to find something to do around here, you know, while it's nice and cold out.
The event will kick off in the Harbor Center with a presentation about SNAP benefits before heading over to the pantry together, with organizers hoping to educate more students about benefits they may not know about on and off campus.
Purchase students gathered for a night of music, performance, and community at a speakeasy-themed event in the Stude. The celebration highlighted women performers while also raising support for an upcoming campus play. Purchase Broadcast Studios correspondent Amelia Mariel filed this report.
Students filled Winston's in the Stude for an all-about-women speakeasy night hosted by the campus club, Queer People of Color, along with the performance group for an upcoming play called The Drag. The event featured live singing and performances celebrating women. Guests were served non-alcoholic drinks as a part of a fundraiser for the show.
We are doing it in on our Women's History Month, so I think just how our last speakeasy, we want to create spaces where people feel comfortable to share whether their own original art or like covers of other songs or poems, or just be able to have a place where they can share that.
I got the Flapper Fizz, so I'm just reading it. It's cranberry, lemon, orange, and Sprite. And it's, I don't know, I feel like some drinks really like overpower in terms of like certain fruits. I feel like oranges are one of those fruits, but it's just mixed so perfectly.
Organizers say the speakeasy event helped create a safe space for female student performers while raising support for the upcoming show, The Drag.
Maybe this time I'll
This was Amelia Mariel reporting from Purchase Broadcast Studios.
Thanks so much for joining us here at Purchase Broadcast Studios. I've been your host, Natalia Matos.
And I've been your host, Holly Hamilton. Special thanks to our correspondents Tommy Fornara, Lindsay Martinez, Isaiah Mojica, Philip Shapiro, Jacob Heyman, Alyssa Richards, Sydney Carver, Amelia Mariel, and Ricky Marino. See you again next time here at Purchase Broadcast Studios.